Welcome back, Royals. This is Desert Crusader with video 2 of tutorials for the TUO. In this tutorial, we are going to go over basic sims. We're going to go over the sim itself, climb, and order sim and order climb. And then we'll go over a couple of the flags that make simming a little bit more easy to understand with results, and then how to add battleground effects or anything like that. To do this, on Windows, we're going to go down to this little window here in the corner. We're going to right mouse click that, hit run. You want to open the command prompt. So you got to type in cmd.exe, hit OK. If you're running an older version of Windows, it's under start, and you can just click start, run, type in cmd.exe, and you'll get the same window. When I walked you through installation of the program, I remembered, or I told you to remember where you installed the folder with all the software in it for this. This is the reason why. We have to map out a path to that software, and we're going to do it like this. I'm going to start out typing cd, which is a 2-page prompt, download, since mine was inside my downloads folder, enter. Now we're in the downloads folder. Now we need to access the folder that the software is in, and I spelled that wrong, TUO 2.4.4. Now we're inside. Now we're ready to run the sim. Type in TUO, which tells it to open the program. Whichever deck you want to sim, in my case it is my deck, and then whatever deck you're going to sim against. In this case, we'll run it against Razagoth Mutant. Now, if you wanted to do a certain level of Razagoth Mutant, you have to put in the level number. Otherwise, just like with the cards, it's assumed highest level playable, which is level 10. We're going to go ahead and just do level 6. Close quotes. All missions and raids have to be within quotes. Otherwise, you won't be able to sim that deck, and it'll come up with an error, and you might get a little confused. This first time, we're just going to run a basic sim, so this is your command of what you want the software to do. And then iterations. Iterations is the number of sim you want to run. Basic sims are really quick, so we're going to run 1,000,000 sims just to be thorough. Alright, so my current deck against Razagoth Mutant 6 in random order is 19.9593% win, 79.9038% loss. Okay, so first we see a lot of this nonsense here in the top. Um, when you get into the more complicated decks, this starts to get to be a little much to be able to just see your results and understand what it's saying, especially when you do climb. So there's a flag you can do that shows you just the results. And so we're going to go ahead and do an up arrow, which just brings down our last um, command. And then we can use a side arrow to go back into it. We're going to put a space right after the mission, a dash V. V is for verbose, which is going to tell it to just cut out the garbage we don't need to see. We already know what's in our deck. We already know what Razagoth Mutant's deck is. And then we're going to hit enter. Alright, so it came up with similar results. Not enough to really worry about the correctness of it. But see, now we cut out all the extra language at the top, and all we have is the results. That warning, ignore unknown skill, evolve in data cards.xml, is always going to be there. It's not an error, it's not a fault. It's just the way that XML file is set up. Alright, next thing we're going to run is ordered sim. So we'll hop back up with our up arrow, and then right before sim, we'll type in the word ordered. Now, ordered sims are a perfect world scenario where it's you get the perfect hand, you get the perfect draw, and you're playing against the perfect Razagoth mutants draw and deck. So it's not very accurate because you got that random order. We just like to do it like this so we know in order of which to play our own deck and for highest efficiency and highest win rate. So at this, I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, run this sim. Okay, as you see, my chances went up a little bit just because of that ordered perfect world sim. Now, the next thing I want to go over is doing what's called a climb. Climbs take quite a bit longer than a sim because what a climb is, it's going to take all the cards that is in your own card deck and it's going to try to replace what is in your deck. So own cards and try to figure out what cards that can improve your current deck against that mission. Okay, to do this, we're going to go ahead, put the same command in, but we're going to take out the sim part. We're going to leave that V in there because there's a lot of unnecessary language that will pop up in a climb. And we're going to go ahead and do it in ordered. The command would be ordered climb. And then your iterations, which we're still going to do a million, but I'm going to time out while it runs it. And once we have the results, I'll come back to you. Alright, we're back here with the results of this climb. At the bottom there, you can see all this language it came up with. Imagine if we didn't put that verbose in there, how hard it would be to understand this. Only thing that really matters to us, though, is this very bottom line. It says, optimized deck, 88.2256%. Brachus, Zillinal, Dune Runner, TARDIS Craft, Deserted Bow, Bane of Truth, Jilted Bow, Arc Nova Alpha. Now this is in order. So what it's telling us is it wants us to play Zillinal first, Dune Runner second, so on and so forth. There are other flags we could put in here. For example, BGE effects, the battleground effects during wars and brawls. That flag would look something like that. And then in quotes, just like in the missions, you would say, and it's whatever the enhancement is, enhance counter, enhance berserk, enhance heal. For example, this week's brawl is a different one, and it's going to be metamorphosis. So it looks something like that. Metamorphosis is actually going to be a cool one. It's going to remove the faction-based buffs. So if it's heal Imperial 6, it's going to heal any card for 6 instead of just your Imperials. So this will be an interesting brawl. There's other flags in there that I haven't used too much because I haven't ran into the need for that, but you can run into the TUO line chat, and there's a link there in the notes that'll take you to the website that tells you all the different flags and all the different shortcuts and ways to run for different things. if you were going to run for a gauntlet, and right where we put Razgoth Mutant, you would enter the gauntlet, whatever gauntlet it is, whether it's 151k, 200k, um, or if you ended up making a Royals gauntlet, you could put in Royals, anything like that. Alright, that's video 2 of the TUO tutorials, how to run Sims.